Good afternoon. It is Friday, November 28th, 2025. Standing on Hank Jensen Drive, just off of Skyline Parkway, continuing with the Monitors project of visiting all the parks in the city from smallest to largest. We started at park number 162 and we have now worked our way up to park number 13 at 135.23 acres. It is Enger Park. And Enger Park is closed for the season, so we'll have to walk up there. A lot of cars here, so likely some people wandering around. Enger Park, of course, has the tower and lots of gardens. It also includes this area, which is not developed in any way other than, well, actually, there's not even any trails built in there. There's just trails that have been worn in there by people going there on their own. It actually also includes land down on the edges of the golf course, which you don't normally think of as Enger Tower, as Enger Park. Probably, along with the Leif Erikson Park and the Rose Garden, probably Duluth's best known park. I'm sure it's among the most visited as well. Everybody got to come up and see the tower. No wind up here today. That's nice. I was up here yesterday and it was just too windy. So the main park is off that way, which we'll go there in a minute. There's just these other trails going off that way, and then one this way. Let's go take a look. So right away, excellent view. The Garfield Avenue Railroad yards there. Grain elevators, Blatnick Bridge. West End, aka Lincoln Park. People still get upset if you call Lincoln Park, or if you call the West End Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park is a more recent moniker bestowed upon that neighborhood. So Enger Park, up here on the crown of the hill, was established in 1921. You can see the tower there. That knob where the tower is was originally called Grandview Mountain. And the park was originally called Zenith Park. But was quickly renamed Enger Park because furniture salesman Bert Enger donated $50,000 to purchase and fix up the land. When Enger died in 1931, he left money to build that tower. And that tower was constructed in 1939. So I'll just sort of do a circuit here. There's a pavilion up on the top of the hill over there. Then we'll go around the edges of the park. I'm getting run over by a bike here. And then come back through the trees and a trail back toward where we parked. As you can see, plenty of activity up here today. Popular place even when the gate is closed. And we won't go up to the tower today. Doors are locked up in the winter, so we can't climb it. Very nice gardens here in the summer. You can see they're all winterized. Everything's wrapped up in burlap and such. Nice stone steps here. This park is very busy in the summer. Nice view of the lift bridge from up here. So you can see Observation Park there. That square of white on a little lower there. This area down below here is, well, down below Skyline Parkway, which is just under the edge of the bluff there, is Central Park, which we did a few weeks ago. And just off that way is the Enger Golf Course, which is its own separate park on the list. Even bigger than this. Still coming up in the future. This is just a really nice park to come to in the summertime with the gardens and picnic tables. I generally try to avoid parks that have lots of people in them, but I don't really try to avoid this one. It's kind of an exception. I come up here whenever, when there's people or not. An old cement picnic table here amongst all the standard wooden ones. I suppose this one was probably built when the park, well, I don't know about when the park was established, but longer ago than these ones were anyway. This little area here is, well, let's see what it is. Don't want to get my information wrong if we have. It's the Zen garden. Can't really. They like go through and they rake that sand into like designs, curves, and whorls. Looks quite appealing in the summer. Of course, my kids want to run right over it. They don't even. When they were little, they just wanted to run right over it. Scuffing up all the designs. That happened once when they just heedlessly ran across it without even noticing. And we got a firm correction by somebody who was nearby. Here is the Peace Bell, which you can come up here and make a nice gonging sound with. Favorite of children and adults of all ages. The Ohara Peace Bell. Ohara is a city in Japan that is a sister city to Duluth. You can read about that here. Right down over there, which you can't really see, is Twin Ponds Park, which we did a few weeks ago as well. Superior Hiking Trail passes through here and heads on down the hill. And then there are these trails through the woods over on this side. So we'll just take one of these back toward the parking area. Looks like somebody was dragging a sled along here. Packed down a little bit. If you go down that hillside, which is steep and brushy, but in the woods down in there, there's old stone steps. Probably from the original park, I would guess. It drifted quite a bit in here in the trees. I was kind of expecting this trail to be mostly open, surrounded by trees as it is, but the opposite appears to be the case. It's more drifted. got grabbed here. Oh, great. A view of the tower from this angle. Mostly red pine in here. Sort of thought there was a trail heading off. Yeah, probably right here. Trails all through here. Yeah, we'll just bushwhack the rest of the way to the car. Man, walking on these boulders when they're covered with snow is quite an adventure. You never know, you can't see where the boulder ends and the snow begins, so sometimes you think you're stepping on a boulder, but it's actually foot just goes plunging down. So it would have been nice to do this park in the height of summer with the gardens and everything in full, in all their glory, but we're just doing the parks as they come up. And this one came up at this time, so thus it is. And here we are, back where we started. Park number 13, Enger Park. Thanks for watching.